Well, of our three Love Dare couples, Jeeva and Sulojana Sam have been married the longest. 26 years ago, they began their life together under unique circumstances. Here's a bit of their story.
They've been married for over 2 decades and have raised 3 children. But before walking down the aisle, Jeeva and Sulojana Sam had only spoken once, for 15 minutes.
We actually met longer than most Indian couples did at that time. Yeah. Ours was an arranged marriage, which is an Indian tradition, which basically means that your families work through a go-between, call the person a broker, if you will, who basically deals with both families. And so our families did the talking first and felt that there was a match here that we could actually meet. And so that's how we met.
With the little time they had, they asked a few questions before making one of the biggest decisions of their lives.
We knew, they were from Canada. So we looked up the map and, the one question I had was, how cold does it get in Canada? He told me it would be very cold, but I didn't have a clue.
In India, we're considered to be middle-class people, and so middle-class people usually meant that the people themselves didn't do a lot of the housework. You had help. So I had to let Sulojana know that when she came to Canada, there would be no maid service.
Lots of things to learn about marriage and about each other because it was an arranged marriage. Now I have to ask you right off the bat, how was that? Like, you started your married life only speaking 15 minutes going into it. Yeah. Was it difficult to get to know each other while you're married, like before instead of beforehand?
The first few years you're really, learning about each other. And, that's the only thing we knew, the arranged marriage. Our parents went through it, our relatives, and, it worked for them, and that's all we knew. So, of course, the first few years, you're getting to know each other. And then, now we look back and, we are thankful, we stuck with each other, and here we are,
26 years?
26 years.
Wow.
The statistics are very good on arranged marriages, and it would cause us to investigate, analyze this.
I was thinking about it
Because we go by feelings in our culture. Falling in love. You weren't in love. You couldn't be. When would you say you were in love?
Well, it's tough to pinpoint an exact moment when it happened. I think, as Sulojana said, the first few years were really our courtship time. And so, so we, here you fall in love and then get married. In India you get married and then you fall in love, if you ever get to the point of falling in love. It's more of an act of the will, because you go into marriage knowing that this is it, you're going to make it work, no matter what. And so, so because of that foundation, then you just know you're together, and so you're going to really get to know each other and make the best of it.
Well, the rest of us have really gotten to know you because, as the previous couple, Jeeva and Sulojana, also vlogged for the entire 40-day journey. Let's look into day 23, where the challenge of the day was love always protects.
Hello everyone, this is day 23 and the dare for today is love always protects. Remove anything that is hindering your relationship, an addiction or influence that's stealing your affections and turning your heart away from your spouse. As I was reading this chapter, I could relate to some of the points they were saying, that the addictions, that can really take you away from your spouse. And this is quite a few years ago when the kids were little and I was home, and Jeeva was away quite a bit, and I was really addicted to some of the shows on TV, like the soap operas and and some of the talk shows. I knew when they would come on, and I would just sit there and spend hours, and sometimes
and
you
force
don't
the kids to watch them with them.
Yeah, some of the kid shows I would watch too with them.
Not just the kid shows.
So anyways, yeah, when it was over, you don't realize how much time goes by, and then you don't have enough time for your spouse. And So just a few years ago, after I really, knew the work of the Holy Spirit in my heart and truly, accepted the Jesus in my heart one more time, and accepted the Holy Spirit's work, I got rid of some of these addictions, and now working full time, and I don't have much time for that, any of these addictions. And I was just thinking, just a few weeks ago, I started working overtime and started taking an accounting class, and I just want to make sure I still make time for my spouse and my family, and don't let those addictions take away time from my husband.
Yeah. Now we're too tired for addictions, I think. Well, like Sulojana, I can relate to every one of them actually at one time or another has been part of my life. The internet and television at one time used to be the television used to be big at one time, but not so much anymore. But I still have to admit that the time on the internet, sometimes I can get carried away, even though it looks like I'm doing like good stuff, either work related or personally, or trying to look for some information or whatever. Occasionally, I have ended up on sites that I shouldn't have gone to, and so it is a bit of a time killer, and what it really is takes away the wholesome, healthy time that I should be spending, with my family, and especially with Sulojana.
That's a good lesson that we all could remember.
Yeah.
Spend time with our family instead of internet, television.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Like, I love the fact that you guys, when people think of addictions, you're always thinking the extreme, but you guys talked about the little things that suck your attention away. I mean, let's be honest. Social media, I think we're all in some form of social media. We're all on the internet, and that's just something that can actually take up a large portion of your time. So I just love the fact that you guys made it very, very real, because I think some people, when they hear addiction, they don't always necessarily think about the little things. So, yeah.
Was it hard to be candid throughout the 40 days, or did you find that easy to? Because you didn't hold anything back. You were really honest with what you were going through.
Yeah, we had to be honest.
Yeah, but you didn't have to. You could have held some things back. Was it easy to do that?
Well, I don't know if easy is the word, but it felt like that was the right thing to do.
Exactly,
That like we didn't want to somehow give the impression that after 26 years we really got it all together. Well, we got a lot of things together, but the ride wasn't easy. There was bumps along the way, and so we decided that we would just be as candid as we possibly could.
That's right.
And Sulojana actually tends to be more candid than me. Somebody told her she's got a gift of telling it like it is. And so I think it rubbed off on me as well. And so the two of us, we just made a choice that we'll probably help more couples if we showed some of our warts.
And what was it like? Because you had a lot of comments from friends that were journeying with you.
Yeah.
I was on the blog, and it's like, hi, I'm journeying with you.
A love group at
Hey,
your
this is
church.
great, you're my friend. What was that like, to be really authentic and open to people that are sometimes the closest to you, that you might not want them to know all your things and your addictions?
It wasn't, I thought we were helping them, so we thought we'll be open with what we are doing, and if it's helping other people, it was more encouraging for us to see those blogs. And
Yeah, I think we just demolished the ideal pastor image that our congregations had of us. I don't know. Sorry, people.
That's awesome.
What did your kids think about the fact that you guys were doing this?
our daughter was really, following the blogs, and I think she was getting lots out of it. Our two boys, they are a little bit younger.
How old are your kids?
Our daughter is 25, 19, and 16. Yeah.
We're all called to be ministers of reconciliation. And all of you have been a wonderful model for us of being a living sacrifice so that others can be built up. It's been rich for us.
It's been so rich. And I know that what you've based the Love Dare Challenge on is the Love Dare book. And this was our thank you to you a few months ago. But if you're saying now, I want to get a copy of that Love Dare book because I think my marriage could use some help, just log on to our website at crossroads.ca. You can find out how you can get your very own copy. And remember that we do need to hear from you in a financial way as well, but we would love to bless your marriage with a copy of this book, so make sure you let us know. It's been good. Thank you for just being so transparent and so candid.